and Sutton got the takes. So come on in and gather around. The WrestleRecap podcast starts right now. It's the WrestleRecap podcast. Graives and Sutton got the takes. So come on in and gather around. The WrestleRecap podcast starts right now. It's the WrestleRecap podcast. Graives and Sutton got the takes. So come on in and gather around. The WrestleRecap podcast starts right now. Starts right now.
Welcome to WrestleRecap. Once again, I am Dylan Graives, still flying solo, bringing you the Smackdown recap. This week, they are live from the Capital One Center in our nation's capital, at least my nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Before we get into this recap, though, if you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. But with that being said, let's get into it. SmackDown kicks off with a flashback to the Bloodline and Roman Reigns last week, namely the assault on Roman Reigns from the Bloodline. Before A-Clown Down Under come on out for the Grayson Waller effect. I guess they don't come out, they're already out there in the ring. They got the set pieces, you know. Waller wastes no time inviting his guest out, that being one Cody Rhodes. Waller cuts Cody's entrance off before the second "Whoa!" Cody starts his catchphrase, but Grayson cuts him off to finish it, asking what everyone wants to talk about. Waller addresses the fact that KO and Randy Orton have been beaten up multiple times in Cody's defense, and I noticed that Green Shirt Guy was here in attendance tonight, so as usual, shout out Green Shirt Guy. Cody says that Kevin Owens getting a title match isn't charity, and that Owens has earned it, has more than earned it. Cody says that he has never used KO, and asks Waller if he can say the same. Cody calls Austin Theory Magic Mike, and tells him that Waller is using him and everyone else can see it. They're just waiting for him to see it. Waller says that they'd never turn on each other and presents a video package of Kevin Owens turning on all of his friends. Waller says that that doesn't look like a good friend to him. And yeah, the evidence is pretty damning, to say the least. Kevin Owens comes out, though, and a fan has a sign asking why Booker T is getting owned on the WrestleMania 22 poster. So, of course, I had to look this up. I was curious, much like the rest of the internet was. The poster in question is just one of many posters that they had. However, in the one in question, it is John Cena hitting Booker T with a bulldog. They've also got Triple H hitting an elbow drop to Ric Flair. There's one of Trish doing like a dive, and multiple others. Like I'm pretty sure Ray is on one. God, I can't think of who else. But there were multiple posters, so it wasn't just Booker T getting owned, but this did get the internet going. Owen says that everyone in the video package had it coming, except for Kofi. Kofi's great, and he apologizes to Kofi. He says that everyone knows that he's going to get in the ring, and him and Cody are going to beat up Waller in Theory, and then Nick Aldis is going to come and have the idea to make it a tag team match. So we're just going to skip past all that and have Nick Aldis come out. So Nick Aldis comes out, and Owens tells him that he looks great and says that he wishes he could pull off a suit like that, and asks him to just make the tag team match for the night. So Aldis says that the main event tonight will be Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens taking on A-Clown Down Under. And Owens says that he knows they got to end this segment fast, but he asks if there's still time for him to get in there and punch them in the face, even though it's kind of in reverse at this point. Aldis checks his watch and tells him to just make it quick. So Owens goes in, and the brawl ensues. KO goes for a stunner on Waller, while Cody sets up Theory for the Crossroads. But Waller pushes Owens away, sending him into Cody, which allows the bad guys to escape. Waller then, of course, tries to spin it that KO attacked Cody. And after Cody's music is playing, KO tells Cody that they, as in Theory and Waller, don't have adrenaline in their soul. Obviously referencing Cody's song. We then see that LA Knight is headed towards Gorilla as we head into a commercial break. Following the break, we get the United States Championship match where LA Knight, obviously I don't have Sutton here to do it, but yeah, taking on, or defending rather, against Santos Escobar with the LDF at ringside. At least that was what was supposed to happen. Angel, Anel, whatever his name is, and Berto attack LA Knight before the introductions, or I should say during the introductions, and Jessica Carr kicks them out from ringside for the match. In response to this, Elektra Lopez gets in Jessica Carr's face about it, so she gets thrown out too. Santos goes for the double knees in the corner at the start, but LA dodges it and rolls Santos up for a near fall. Santos hits a jumping knee before posting LA Knight, and Escobar hits a chicken wing shoulder buster or something for a near fall as we head into the commercial break. Following the break, LA Knight hits a neck breaker, but Santos rolls out of the ring. So Knight bounces his head off of the announce table 9 times before clearing the table. Santos tries to re-enter the ring, but Knight drags him back out, and Santos baits LA in and gets a sneak attack on him. Santos hits a double knees and jumping from the barricade to the announce table before he hits a frog splash for a near fall. They trade control until Knight hits an inverted atomic drop and a clothesline, which leads to a brief double down. Knight hits a neck breaker and stumps a mud hole in Escobar. Knight sets up for a corner charge, but Santos goes for a kick. Knight catches it and turns it into a side effect for 2. Knight goes for the BFT, but Santos hits him with a back fist and goes for the Phantom Driver. However, LA Knight escapes, but Santos hits a drop kick. Santos puts LA up top, but Knight knocks him down and hits an elbow drop, followed by the BFT to pick up the win. I get the feeling that we're probably going to see this match again, but we might end up with a fatal 4-way match for the title. I don't know. We then get a flashback to Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes last week, where Hayes finally picks up a win. 1 out of 3, yo. Carmelo Hayes is then cutting a promo, acting like he still isn't the overall loser of this feud, before Andrade interrupts the promo and says that they'll be facing each other next week. So we're going round 4. Unholy Union and Blair Davenport come out for their match against Jade, Bianca, and Naomi as we head into the commercial break. Following the break, we are backstage and LDF are yelling at each other before Cruz and Corbin show up to rub in the loss. But Santos says that he's going to go talk to Aldis and they'll be settling this next week. We then head back down to the ringside area for the match. Jade, Bianca, and Naomi's attires were specifically designed to pay homage to United States Olympic gold medalist, the gymnast Simone Biles. You've probably heard of her. You haven't heard of me, but you've definitely heard of Simone Biles. Anyone who hasn't, they're lying. Bianca and Isla Dawn start the match, with Isla taking control at the start, but Bianca just hits a massive spine buster, followed by her handstand moonsault for 2. Bianca hits a drop kick, followed by a crossbody to the outside as we head into the commercial break. When we come back from the break, Blair Davenport has control, but Bianca rolls her up for a near fall, and Unholy Union hit a tarantula super kick combo before Blair hits a double stomp for a near fall. The villains keep getting their cheap shots in, and Isla hits a Meteora, and Elba pins Bianca for only 2. Unholy Union do a tag or a double team submission until the ref catches them, and Bianca powers out. Isla prevents Bianca from tagging out though, but Blair and Jade end up getting the hot tags, but Jade's was hotter and she takes them all down. Naomi hits a double crossbody, followed by a double DDT for a near fall, with Elba Fire saving the match. The match breaks down as they all brawl, and Bianca hits a diving crossbody to the outside. Davenport then rolls Naomi up for a near fall, but Naomi hits the split leg moonsault to pick up the win. It was, I believe, either during this or after this announced that I believe the match is happening at the Bash in Berlin. Not me being completely unprepared for something that just popped into my head, so now I have to look up the match card. Yeah. The Women's Tag Team Championship match, Unholy Union will be defending against Jade and Bianca at Bash in Berlin. We head into a commercial break, and following the break, we get a video package narrated by Natalia of WWE in Germany back in the 90s and leading up to the Bash in Berlin pay-per-view, or PLE. Following this, the Bloodline comes out, and Jacob Fatu still has his foot in a boot. Obviously, as we'll see, this means nothing to him. Solo says that the OTC is DONE, and he says that it doesn't matter if Owens or Cody win, he's got next. The crowd cheers for Roman, and Solo tells them that they can cheer all they want, but he ain't here. Solo then turns his attention to his family, and he makes Jacob Fatu give his title to Tonga Loa, because you can't be a tag team champ if he's going to be the personal enforcer of the tribal chief. So apparently that's supposed to be a promotion. Lame. But the Street Profits interrupt, and we head into the commercial break. Following the break, Byron Saxton talks to LA Knight backstage, and Knight says that he has successfully defended his title tonight, and next week he's going to go to Germany and do it again, and he issues an open challenge to anyone in the locker room that wants to challenge him at Bash in Berlin. Or I guess probably just at Germany. It's probably going to be the SmackDown before, now that I think about it. But now it's time for the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits taking on the Bloodline, being represented by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the infamous botch machine that is Tonga Loa. Surprisingly, I don't think he screwed anything up this time. Dawkins and Tonga Loa start the match, and Dawkins rolls Loa up for 1, before landing some corner punches. But Loa takes control with a massive clothesline. Tama hits a neck breaker for 2, and Dawkins dodges a corner splash and hits a flapjack. Ford hits a back suplex and a standing moonsault for 2. Ford hits a clothesline for another near fall. And Tama and Loa hit a back suplex neckbreaker combo for a near fall. The Street Profits take Tama and Loa down, but Dawkins hits a spine buster followed by a frog splash from Ford for a near fall, with Tama Tonga saving the match. Tonga Loa counters a corner charge by dispatching Ford to the outside, and Tama Tonga hits an inverted DDT thing on the outside to take us into a commercial break. When we come back from the break, the Bloodline have control, and Ford counters a pop-up into a DDT. Dawkins and Tama Tonga both get the hot tags, but Dawkins was hotter, and he takes control. He hits his spinning clothesline in the corner and an enziguri for a near fall. Dawkins hits the silencer, and then the Street Profits hit their spinebuster neckbreaker combo for a near fall, with Tonga Loa making the save. Dawkins shoulder tackles Tama into Loa, but Solo on the outside. I should include that, on the outside. Around the outside, if you know, you know. Solo gets in Dawkins' way, though, so Ford flies over the top to take out Tama and Loa. And Solo gets up on the apron to distract the ref, allowing Jacob Fatu to hit Dawkins and Ford with super kicks. Tama Tonga then hits the flatliner to pick up the win, and Solo 6 the Tongans and Fatu on the Street Profits. DIY come out to even the odds, but it's all for naught as they just get taken out as well. Curious to see where this tag division goes. I don't foresee the Bloodline losing the tag titles anytime soon because Solo's not going to win the world title. We then see Owens and Cody meet up backstage ahead of their match, and they discuss the video that Waller showed, and KO tells Cody that he's not that guy anymore. And then we head into a commercial break. Following the break, we get a flashback to the title match, the post-match, I should say. And then we see Byron Saxton backstage outside the trainer's room, and he says that the Street Profits and DIY are being tended to by the trainers. Now, we then get a promo vignette from Mi Chin before we see that Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly are trying to fix Nia's crown. Pretty Deadly in the Queen's Court is absolutely perfect. Should have happened weeks ago, like months ago. In the closing moments of the scene, or segment, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are nearby talking about how they could see Stratton cashing in Money in the Bank after the street fight in Berlin, and Nia tells him that she's not in the mood. Overall, aside from the bright spot of pairing Pretty Deadly with Tiffany Stratton when trying to plan party-esque things, overall pointless segment. Not necessary. We don't need to just hear from Nia that she's upset. We don't need that verbalized and wasting TV time. Give us more Queen's Court shenanigans. Cody Rhodes comes out for the main event, though, as we head into the commercial break. When we come back from the break, it's time to get into the match, and Cody Rhodes and Grayson Waller start the match, with Cody taking control early, and he pins Waller for a near fall. Owens is reaching for the tag, but Theory goes over to get Cody's attention, allowing Waller to take control in the ring. Theory hits Owens with mounted punches to take us into the commercial break. Following the break, Waller is going for a superplex, but Owens knocks him down and hits a frog splash. Cody gets the hot tag and takes the fight to Waller. He hits a disaster kick, but Waller rolls out of the ring. So he sets up for the S-dive, but Theory pulls him out of the ring on the other side. Cody dispatches of Theory, but gets hit with a flatliner from Waller for a near fall once he gets back in the ring. Theory slows the match down a little bit, but Cody manages to hit a Cody cutter. And he was going to tag out, but Waller got KO's attention, so Owens went after him, leading to Theory hitting a back suplex on Cody for a near fall. Cody dispatches Theory and Waller, and Owens gets the hot tag before taking a clown down under out with a pair of clotheslines and sentons to them both on the outside. Owens hits Waller with a cannonball and a swanton for a near fall, with Theory saving the match. Cody hits Theory with crossroads, but Waller takes Cody out. Owens goes for the stunner, but Waller counters it into a roll-up for 2. Owens hits a super kick and caps it off with a pop-up powerbomb to pick up the win. Obviously, we got to plant that seed, since the pop-up powerbomb was like his go-to move as the bad guy trying to injure people. So we got to plant that seed that he's going back to that well. We then run through the Bash in Berlin card before we see back in the ring. Waller is absolutely in Cody's head because, I mean, even for the fans, it looked like Owens was going to clock Cody with the title, but he fast walks up and hands the title to Cody, and he just kept yelling at Theory and Waller, but Cody looked incredibly unsure of how to take it, because it definitely seemed like he was going to turn around into getting smacked with that title. But that concludes the SmackDown recap. Once again, I've been Dylan Graives. This has been WrestleRecap. If you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. But with all that being said, I'm just going to say, if you've made it this far into the episode, we appreciate you. You can click the video, or there should be a video floating on the screen. You can click that, listen to another one of mine and Sutton's ramblings. I'm rambling, so I'm going to get out of here. You have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is, where you are. I hope it's good. I hope it's grand. And yeah, I'm tired. I'm rambling, so goodbye.